Alright everyone, we are here with another off-season war. Today I'll be taking in Kingpin, Betsy, and Hood for synergy, but it is also rank 2 Hood. I'm going to be taking Path 4 in both sections and the 2 middle mini-bosses since they happen to be Jabari Panthers. So, took Path 4 and brought in Kingpin just to have a little experience with him overpowering this steady build-up interaction. So if you've never used Kingpin before here, or even Mole Man on these paths, they're both pretty much overpowered as far as counters go for these paths. And it's because they just constantly gain furies throughout the fight. And when you're max boosted and you've got class boosts, they just melt the fight in no time at all. So even with suicides here, and the timer has been starting at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, even while the opponent has full suicides here, we're about to end this fight in about 20 seconds. So class disadvantage as well. So you can tell just from the first fight that this is just a pretty lopsided match. Hitmonkey here, so same thing, but we have to be mindful of insult to injury. The rage debuffs that Kingpin has also contribute to that ability accuracy reduction. So we can't rely on parry too much, just have to be aware of it. Eventually when we get our overpower buff and we don't have any debuffs, there'll be that window where we don't have any ability accuracy reduction at all. But it's just something to keep in mind. And again, another fight that went in about 20 seconds. So smooth run. Decided to bring Betsy since I saw Jabari here on this power snack node. So when I think about this matchup in war, I wouldn't want a white Magneto pre-fight because I would want that stun getting shrugged so that Betsy builds up that prowess. And the reason I'm pretty curious or just wanted to test or even experience this matchup was a lot of times people bring good counters for Jabari and they're just on their toes about cleanse going on cooldown. But when Jabari throws her special 1, they end up with an ensnare, which reduces defensive ability accuracy by 30%. And it's that failure of parry from that reduction that usually actually catches people off guard. Not really the cleanse. It's not being able to parry while the cleanse is on cooldown due to that ensnare. And the benefit here with Betsy is that every prowess ups her defensive ability accuracy by 10%. So once we've got 3 prowess, the ensnare is not doing anything besides healing us from willpower. So wanted to test that out. Wanted to see how easy it would be to build up there. And we got to a special 2 here and just pretty much finished the fight. So yeah, she has suicides. Yeah, she has recoil. But it's not like I'm actually going to test that fully in season. A lot of times we're not going to end up shoehorning one champion like this just to solve something when something like Apocalypse or Archangel or White Magneto could take it out while still covering paths. So didn't plan on taking the one here on Mixmaster, but since that first one went so well, decided, hey, let's go ahead and focus and see if we can, you know, win the mental game here of sticking with medium light, paying attention to when the cleanse is gone and on cooldown, and then see if the stun duration is long enough for us to get a medium while we're in psionic mode to place us slow. And as long as cleanse isn't still up when we stun her, which it shouldn't really be, we should be able to keep the slow there. Pretty soon, I think it's right about here, I decide to go with a medium. And it does not work out with the stun timer. Oh no, she's in the hunt. So no, it was probably before this. And she's stun immune in the hunt. So she's out of the hunt now. And because we're not in psionic mode, and now we are, this special 2 though is going to knock her out. Since we're in psionic mode, not in psionic mode, and she doesn't actually just shrug debuffs without that purify or that cleanse, we don't build prowess as quick as we would against a true shrug champion. So, second path, or section 2 path, path 4, didn't really bring an option for Domino here. Kingpin would be a bit risky. especially if I am unlucky and a special attack is thrown. I'm not going to be able to dodge it, and she'll be unblockable. So I decided, let's just go ahead and throw Betsy at her and see what we can knock out. And hopefully maybe since she has suicides, we can solo this fight so that we don't have to use Hood or Kingpin. We can use those two champions for possible fights later at a higher health. You know, since loyalty pots are a thing now and you want to save your loyalty and your potions just to survive a season. So, block damage is pretty significant. We're not running into constant situations where we're not unlucky and she's throwing a special attack. Luckily, we got a special 2 off there, so it was a good chunk of health, but still running into this unlucky and special 1 combo. Starting to get close. Since we're in psionic mode, we're getting some burst damage. However, it is feeding crit failure anytime it possibly fails. And there I dodged against the wall, so we didn't have the block damage, and down she went. So we didn't lose Betsy, and we didn't have to use Kingpin or Hood here. So moving on. Silver Centurion here. Decide to use Kingpin. Now, Kingpin is interesting on this path because the defender is always unblockable due to the rage debuffs. And in theory, if something is placed here that actually places debuffs, Kingpin would be unblockable too. So you just end up with 2 unblockable champions, and you overboost and you class boost, and you hope to end it in 2 special 2 attacks. But since Silver Centurion doesn't place a debuff, you can't really roll into the shrug going unblockable thing. You have to wait for that armor up to hit. And of course the duration is, or the timer for it is a lot longer than you'd like. So I'm just pretty much playing this fight without blocking. Baiting out special 1, timing the decks well with the laser beams, and then going in to retaliate, and then just rinse and repeating it. Silver Centurion is not a hard fight, so it goes pretty well. And here I can't even utilize this unstoppable for a counter punch. I'm still going to have to play without blocking. But going pretty well so far. Here, now we have the overpower, so now we're going to do a big chunk of damage. I decide to just throw the special 1 and let him tick away. And then that does it. And then the last fight of this war, I decide to go ahead and just take this Wasp. Since I don't need a true evade counter, I just need to make sure her evade is on cooldown. And of course, the sporadic AI that some champions are. She does manage to clip me, I think, halfway through the fight. So we get a few pretty easy, pretty cheeky backdraft intercepts in the middle of the field, instead of just truly intercepting her. But I do believe there are a couple times during this fight, the rhythm of the fight just gets me to intercept her naturally. Plus she is suicide, so she's taking recoil damage as we go. But nothing special here. You know, it's Wasp. Just make sure she's on cooldown. I was hoping to get an intercept and then do this special 2. But we end up getting pushed to special 3, there it is, because of the quick attacks. Which is unfortunate because I really wanted to see what that special 2 would do with the Fury up. So, trying to get this special 1 out so that maybe we could throw it. Still not really working out. We got cornered, so decided to throw special 3 with the protection up. Takes off a good chunk anyways. Small health pool that Wasp has. Did quite a bit. Oh no, we still had the Fury, so never mind, that was it. Surprised that didn't kill her then, or knock her out. And there we tried another cheeky intercept and managed to just get it naturally. So that was the end of that off-season war, Kingpin being ridiculous. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe, like, follow, and share, and I will catch you guys at the next one.